Hello everybody, Mega Goal 5, Unit 1, 2 is better than 1. 1 listen and discuss pages 6 and 7. So right now let's take a look at the objectives. Number 1, read and answer the given questions. Number 2, discuss the lesson. So the title of this unit, which is unit number 1, is 2 is better than 1. Please move on to pages 6 and 7. عنوان الوحدة الأولى 2 أفضل من 1 بمعنى شخصان أفضل من شخص واحد. So right now I'd like you to move on to pages number 7 and pages number 6 or 6 and 7. 1, 2 is better than 1. 1, listen and discuss. You could see here that we have the story or two different stories about two different peoples. The first one is about Marie and Pierre Curie, and the second one will be about the Wright brothers. If I may ask you, have you ever heard of Pierre and Marie Curie or even the Wright brothers? What do you know about them? Okay, why do you think these people are famous? What have they done in order to consider them famous? How have they contributed to the history of mankind? Okay? And do they deserve to be famous or not? Okay? هل سبق وأن استمعتم عن قصة ماري and بيير كوري أو حتى الأخوان رايت؟ ما الذي تعرفون عنهم؟ باعتقادكم ما الذي فعلوه يجعلهم من الشخصيات المشهورة؟ هل يستحقون الشهرة؟ كيف ساهموا في تاريخ البشرية؟ So later on we will be reading and discussing Marie and Pierre Curie's story and also the story of the Wright brothers. But before we do that, let's take a look at the recap very quickly. Devoted, adequate, aviation, pioneer, reliable, extensive, and legendary. So right now, please move on to pages 6 and 7. 2 is better than 1. Before we start reading and discussing the story of Pierre and Marie Curie and also the story of the Wright brothers, I have a question that I'd like to discuss with you. Now, I want you to name some famous husband and wives from history, and I want you as well to tell the most legendary story you know of famous couple. ممكن تذكرون بعض من الأزواج أو الزوجات المشاهير في التاريخ. ممكن تخبرونا عن قصص أسطورية عن أزواج شهيرين. Okay, so if you have an answer to this question, okay, or if you have any piece of information that you would like to share with us, you are welcome to leave it in the comment box below. So right now, please move on to page 6. Marie and Pierre Curie, 1894-1906. Now, I'll be reading, and then afterwards, I'll be discussing with you in details what we have read. Okay? So, Marie and Pierre Curie. Okay, Maria Sklodowska was born in Warsaw in 1867. She was the daughter of secondary school teacher. She studied in local schools and received some training in science from her father. Because women were not allowed to attend university in Poland in the 19th century, Marie left Poland to study at French University in 1891. Not known by the French name Marie, she worked hard in a laboratory that was owned by Pierre Curie. طبعا ماريا كانت في البداية اسمها، طبعا ولدت في وارسا في بولندا. اوكي، وطبعا كانت ابنة مدرس في مدرسة ثانوية. درست في المدارس المحلية وتلقت بعض التدريب في مجال العلوم من والدها. طبعا بسبب عدم السماح للنساء في ذاك الوقت بالالتحاق بالجامعة في بولندا في القرن ال19 غادرت ماريا بولندا للدراسة في جامعة فرنسية عام 1891. هي الآن معروفة بالاسم الفرنسي ماري. ففي البداية في بولندا كانوا ينادونها ماريا، بس لما انتقلت إلى فرنسا أصبحوا ينادونها ماري. عملت بجد في مختبر في لابراتوري طبعا كان يملكه بيير كوري. Okay? Now, Pierre Curie was born in Paris in 1859. Okay? He received his early education at home and then joined the Faculty of Science at the Sorbonne. He was promoted to professor in 1900. Marie and Pierre Curie got married in 1895. Although poor, they were devoted to each other and their research. Their studies of radioactive substance were carried out under difficult conditions. Their laboratory facilities were hardly adequate, and they had to do a lot of teaching to earn a living. طبعا الآن عندنا فكرة عن بيير اللي هو ولد في باريس وتلقى تعليمه المبكر في المنزل، وبعدها التحق في جامعة السوربون بكلية العلوم. جامعة السوربون مشهورة في فرنسا. تمت ترقيته إلى درجة أستاذ في عام 1900. تزوجت ماري وبيير كوري عام 1895. على الرغم من فقرهما إلا أنهما كرسوا لبعضهما البعض ولأبحاثهما. كرسوا حياتهم لبعضهما البعض والأبحاث. طبعا أجريت دراساتهم للمواد المشعة في ظل ظروف صعبة للغاية، فكانت مرافق المختبر الخاصة فيهم كانت غير كافية، لهذا كان عليهم القيام بالكثير من التدريس لأجل كسب معيشهم أو قوت يومهم to earn a living. So here we have a picture of the two famous couples, Marie and Pierre Curie. Okay? In 1898, the couple discovered the elements polonium and radium. They eventually won the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1903 for the discovery of radioactivity. When Pierre died in 1906, Marie honored his memory by continuing their work. In 1911, Marie Curie won another Nobel Prize, this time for chemistry. She was the first person to win the Nobel Prize twice. طبعا في عام 1898 اكتشف الزوجان عنصري البولونيوم والراديو. طبعا فازوا في النهاية بجائزة نوبل للفيزياء عام 1903 لاكتشافهم النشاط الإشعاعي. عندما توفي بيير في عام 1906 كرمت ماري ذكراه من خلال مواصلة عملهم. في عام 1911 فازت ماري بجائزة نوبل أخرى، لكن هذه المرة كانت في الكيمياء، ولهذا كانت أول شخص يفوز بجائزة نوبل مرتان. Okay? So right now we have read, or I have read, the story of Marie and Pierre Curie and why this couple or these people are considered to be famous. Okay? Now right now let's move on to the next story of the Wright, which is the story of the Wright brothers. Okay? So right now I'll be reading the story of the Wright brothers. Okay? Now the Wright brothers are of 1948, 1871, 1948, and Wilbur 1867-1912 were inventors and aviation pioneers who built and flew the first successful airplane. They were not the first to build and fly experimental aircraft, but they were the first to invent airplane controls that made powered flight possible. اوكي طبعا هنا عندنا قصة أورفل ووربل أو ما يسمون بالأخوان رايت. اوكي طبعا الأخوان رايت مخترعين ورواد طيران قاموا ببناء أول طائرة وطيرانها كذلك. لم يكونوا في الحقيقة أول من صنع الطائرات التجريبية، لكن هم كانوا أول من اخترع أدوات التحكم بالطائرة التي جعلت الطيران الآلي ممكنا. Okay, so this is just a brief introduction of the Wright brothers. Okay, now the Wright brothers differed from other inventors of the time because of their focus was not on creating more powerful engines. What they did focus on was developing a reliable pilot control system. Their homemade wind tunnel provided the data the brother needed in order to design and build the most efficient wings and propellers that had ever been made. They gained valuable experience and mechanical skills by working with bicycles, motors, and other machinery in their shop for years. They developed their skills as pilots through extensive glider tests from 1900s to 1903 until their first powered flight. Okay? طبعا هنا الآن نعرف أكثر عن الأخوان رايت ولماذا هما مختلفين عن المخترعين الآخرين. طبعا في ذلك الوقت هم كانوا يركزون على إنشاء محركات أكثر قوة من طبعا لكن في الحقيقة هم ما كانوا يركزون على محركات أكثر قوة، لكن كانوا يركزون على يعني تطوير نظام طيران مثل ما قلنا آلي موثوق. اوكي طبعا استخدموا آليات معينة وجمعوا المعلومات اللي يحتاجونها. يعني هذا يعود الفضل طبعا جزء من إنه كان عندهم خبرة قيمة ومهارات ميكانيكية، لأنهم كانوا يشتغلون مع الدراجات والمحركات والآلات الأخرى، فكان عندهم متجر للدراجات والمحركات، فهالشيء ساعدهم إنهم يطورون من مهاراتهم، أو الخبرة اللي عندهم ساعدتهم إنهم يعني يطورون من نظام الطيران الآلي. طبعا كذلك طوروا مهاراتهم كطيارين من خلال اختبارات مكثفة للطائرات الشراعية. أوكي فمن عام 1900 إلى عام 1903 حتى أول رحلة لهم تعمل بالطاقة. أوكي so here now competing researchers and entrepreneurs challenged the Wright brothers' ability and skills as inventors. The Wright brothers' work has had a lasting impact on aviation and aerodynamics. Okay? طبعا هنا الأخوان رايت في الحقيقة طبعا كان لهم جدا طبعا تأثير في عالم الطيران، فهم تحدوا الكثير من الباحثون وكذلك الانتربرنورز اللي هم رجال الأعمال المتنافسون في القدرات والمهارات. طبعا الأخوان رايت كمخترعين كان لهم تأثير دائم على الديناميكا الهوائية aerodynamic and aviation اللي هي الطيران. Okay, so this is regarding the Wright brothers. Okay, هما الأخوان Wright. Okay, now I have a question to all of you, since that we have discussed and also read about Marie and Pierre Curie and also the Wright brothers. Now, do you think their close relationship made it easier for them to achieve certain goals? طبعا انتوا عارفين ان بيير and ماري كوري يعتبرون husband and wife، زوج وزوجة، they are couples. فهل تعتقدون قربهم والعلاقة بينهم since that they, as I have said, or as I'm gonna say it right now, they have the same passion، كان عندهم نفس الشغف، and as I said, as you have read, they devoted themselves to one another and their research. هل باعتقادكم قربهم من بعض ساهم في تحقيق أهدافهم؟ Also the Wright brothers, as you know, both of them are brothers or were brothers، كانوا أخوان، and they shared the same passion as well, and they worked in the same business. Okay, فهم اشتغلوا في نفس البزنس، بعدها they developed the اللي هو نظام اللي قلناه هو نظام الطيران الآلي. Okay, now do you think this has helped all of them or these couples in order to achieve their goals أو لا؟ هل قربهم وعلاقتهم الشخصية ببعض ساهم في تحقيق أهدافهم أم لا؟ طبعا if you have an answer to this question, you may leave it in the comment box below. Now let's move on to the quick check. A, vocabulary. Now we have a list of words that I have already discussed with you earlier in this video, and what is asked from you is to match each word to its meaning. Now the first one is devoted. Okay, so devoted, which is C, dedicated. Pioneer means a person who starts or is involved in a new method or activity. Reliable, which means trusted to work well. Extensive, which means something that covers a wide range of ideas and details. Now legendary means famous. Aviation means airplane manufacturers, development and design. Aviation. Okay, now let's move on to the comprehension. We have here a couple of questions in order to check your understanding. Now you're supposed to go back to the given text and find answer to these questions, but I'm gonna go through these questions with you in details. Okay, now the first question, why did Marie Curie left Poland for school or after school? Now Marie تغادرت بولندا بعد المدرسة because women weren't able to attend university in Poland in the 19th century, so she left to study in France at a French university. Now, why were conditions difficult for Marie and Pierre Curie? ليه كانت ظروفهم صعبة? Because their laboratory facilities were hardly adequate and they had to do a lot of teaching to earn a living. Number 3, which discovery made Marie and Pierre Curie famous? The discovery of radioactivity made them famous. اختراع اللي جعلهم شهير اللي هو radioactivity. How many Nobel prizes did they win and when? طبعا انتوا عارفين Marie and Pierre Curie they won Nobel Prize for Physics in 1903. لكن Marie, after her husband passed away, he honored his memory by continuing their work, and she won a second Nobel Prize in chemistry in 1911. All right? So these questions regarding the Wright brothers, let's go through them in details. Now this first question, or the sixth question, how did the Wright brothers different from other experimenters? كيف اختلفوا عن المخترعين الآخرين؟ طبعا as I said the Wright brothers differed from other inventors of the time because of their focus wasn't on the creating more powerful engines. What they did focus on was developing a reliable pilot control system. مثل ما قلت لكم مسبقا ما كانوا يفكرون في اختراع اللي هو يعني محرك قوي، لكن فكروا في تطوير نظام اللي هو الطيران الآلي يكون نظام موثوق. Okay, trusted and well known as well. Now number 7, how did the Wright brothers gain mechanical skills؟ كيف كان عندهم اللي هو المهارات في الميكانيكا؟ طبعا مثل ما ذكرتكم they gained valuable experience and mechanical skills by working with bicycles, motors and other machinery in their shop for years. كان عندهم يعني محل يعني للدراجات والمحركات وبرضو آلات أخرى، فكان عندهم محل واشتغلوا بسنوات. Now the last question, the 8th question, how did they develop their skills as pilots؟ كيف طوروا من قدراتهم كطيارين؟ طبعا they developed their skills as pilots through extensive glider tests from 1900s to 1903 until their first powered flight. Okay, sorry I have missed the full stop. طبعا don't forget انه احنا دائما لازم نبدأ الجملة بcapital letter وننهى full stop. Anyways, that's it. We have reached the end of this lesson. I hope that you have enjoyed our lesson. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video with your friends, and also to hit the like button. Till next time, have a good one.